Well, what's the crack? How are you getting on, everybody? You well? Welcome to episode 143 of Buckshot. Oh, yeah. Today, for general release, you'll be hearing this on Friday the 8th of May. But right now, today is the 6th of May that I'm recording this. There you go, in the past. Patrons, you'll be listening to this right now, because I'll be sticking this up in a few minutes. Just recording the old intro, outro, as they say. Listen to me like I know what I'm actually fucking talking about, lads. I don't. My thanks again to the Patreons, the life and blood of the show. Fair play to you. Well done. The Royal Ramble was very well received. People enjoyed listening, watching in. I threw it up. If you'd seen it just beforehand, I threw it up. It's not really a podcast for pure audio. It is for visual. But look at, we're trying to branch out here, reach the people. And I think it's cool to chat to the people that are actually podcast listeners. You know what I mean? I'm going to do more of them. I just threw up the audio of this one to give you an idea what it is. I probably won't throw up the audio much more because, you know, the production value in it, when you're talking, people are able to pop in and out the whole lot. It's better with visual. You know what I mean? Just to control the situation. I'll have another one. We're going to do it on Sunday. So that'll be Sunday the 10th, 8 p.m. I'll put it up on the Patreon page. I'll post it everywhere, really, so you can see. Now, you can watch in from Twitter, which is Tom_O'Mahony, I think, to find me. But if you type in Tom O'Mahony comedy, it'll come up. You know what I mean? You'll find me, all right. It's on YouTube. So go to the YouTube page. Who knew? There's over 3,000 people subscribing to the YouTube page. That'll tell you my effort gone into. Although I did tidy it up. I made playlists and stuff there last week. But who knew? I didn't. I had not been paying attention. I thought there was about 4 people. So just over 3,000 people over on that one. There's the Facebook page, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. It'll all go live on all of those. But the place where you can jump in and actually chat on screen, go have a look at it. Go have a look at it on any of those social platforms I just talked, and you'll get an idea what I'm talking about. There's 4 spaces, 1 for the host, 3 guests. But people can comment like hell down the side. And also people can comment over on the other pages too. I don't know if you can comment on the Periscope Twitter page, but you can comment on Facebook and what did I say the other? YouTube. That'll tell you what I know about YouTube now. I can't even remember what it's called. Instagram, they haven't obviously gotten in bed with this crowd yet, because Instagram are still doing their own live thing. They're not tying in with them yet, but I'm sure they will at some stage. It's called Get Vocal. It's fucking brilliant. It's so much cleaner than using other sorts. Zoom is strictly to Zoom. It just doesn't do the trick of what we need to do with this. This Get Vocal is the job. It's working lovely. So we're going to do this Sunday one. I'm trying to keep it simple. I don't want to get too fucking highbrow with the whole situation. I don't give a shit about. Nobody cares what anybody else is doing unless you're doing something unbelievable. But that kind of sickens people too. If you're doing, I've learned how to, handcraft fucking heart monitors for fucking orphans in India at home in my basement. People will just go, stop, because you make people feel bad about themselves. The one communal thing I think we can all get on board with, drinking. Sunday's subject is going to be about drinking. Feel free to bring your drinks on board. Feel free. Let me know what you're drinking. And it'll be all drinking stories. Everybody's got a cracking drinking story. I'll host the thing. I'll set the ball rolling. I'll talk through the subject. So keep in mind, hangover cures, your favourite drink when you first drank, mad shit that happened on a drink. Stuff along those lines. You know what I mean? What does it tell you about a person? What they're drinking? Have you changed drinks in a while? Have you changed drinks since quarantine? Are you gone cheap as chips? You know what I mean? Are you drinking schnitzy bro? Just because nobody's looking at you. So it'll be all along those lines. I'll name out the subjects and how we'll go through it. I'll steer the old ship and we'll have a bit of crack with it. So do come on board. Keep an eye out for that link and just jump on board. Save it. I think you can actually, when you go into it, you can actually save it in your own Google Calendar. Now, so that's the Royal Ramble. The second one will be out this Sunday, the 10th. Hard Nut Podcast, fair play. Lovely stuff. A lot of new listeners on board for a Hard Nut Podcast. That's the one with myself and Owen. Comes out whenever we can do one, because we're just in 2 vastly different worlds at the minute. We're kind of knocking one out every 2 weeks, really. There's 8 of them up there if you haven't listened. Go look for the Harden Up Podcast with Tom O'Mahony and Owen Colgan if you haven't listened to him. It's a bit of crack. Also, it's over on the YouTube page as well. Oh, look at me pumping YouTube like I know what I'm actually talking about. I'm a YouTuber right now, Mom. Yeah. Don't worry, I won't be buying a Maserati, thanking all my fans. Those are all the social platforms Follow him if you don't already. If this is your first time listening, you're going, what the fuck is this fella's not talking about 7 podcasts at the minute? Yeah, that's where my life's at. That's where my fucking life is at right now, is trying to perform for the people some which way. Oh, would you listen to me at the very least? Trying to keep people's minds off this shit while trying to keep my mind off this shit. So if you can do this with a microphone and the internet, let's do it. Hit subscribe. There's a shit ton of podcasts come out. When we have a dry day or two, I throw up something from the archives. The old Tom and Jerry show, where myself and Jerry McBride back in the day had a show called The Tom and Jerry Show. I know, we should have continued with it really, but again, lives diverged and whatnot, and Waterford Whispers were paying him far more than a non-paying podcast was paying him, and life and children and all the rest of it, you know. But the band will get back together. We were discussing barbecue talk the other day, so the band will get back together, and I will be doing a dedicated live ramble pod to barbecuing. Find me any fucking podcaster, dare I say the world, that will do a live Q&A while drinking with you, while talking about barbecuing. Find me one. I bet there fucking is one, but find me one that's relevant, you know what I mean, to what we're listening to. I know there's folks listening over in America and all the rest of it, but that'll maybe be the one afterward. But the drinking one, I think everybody can be on board. Even people that are non-drinkers are normally good crack or have good crack stories about drinking and non-drinking. So come on board. Right, that's everything out of the way. If you do want to become a Patreon, it's in the show notes. Click through, throw a couple of dollars at it. It helps the show. I bought new headphones. So thank you very much, Patreons. And that's where the money goes towards, is just keeping this show on the road. So anybody contributing, thank you very, very much for doing so. And you will be getting the added things that the live Ramble Pod. Yeah, I'm going to make a Patreon only down the line. And also you're getting the early edition of this. That's the beauty of it. You get it, the episodes earlier. It's just a little perks, lads. You got to wet their beak. You got to wet those Patreon beaks just that every little bit. Right. Moving on to today's guest. This is his second time back. He hasn't been back in a long, long time. But did I enjoy this. He's the man you just wind him up and set him off down the track. He's beautiful. I'd say I got about 4 words in the whole thing, and that suited me just fine. I just got a little show for myself, sitting downstairs in my little caboose. You know him. You love him. Sit back. The great, the awesome PJ Gallagher.
Oh, fucking fast everything. That's why I get later. Doesn't matter.
How's life with you?
Ah, yeah, grand. Same as fucking anybody, I suppose. Like, it's a pain in the hole, isn't it, the whole thing? But there's good elements to it as well, I suppose. You know,
yeah.
If you're a cranky old bollocks like me, there's actually good elements to it. Like, you know what I mean? I'll tell you one thing I'm afraid of when this is over is like, you know, I'd like to keep up the emotional distancing. That's for sure. I'd like to make sure that we keep. You know, there's something nice about it. Like, you're all right. You're from the sticks, man. You're used to being distant to people. You know what I mean? You're used to fucking having people at arm's length and, all right, cross the road shit. Use all the up there. Oh, you're doing, Tom. I'm not so bad. Go on, the fucker. Shall I see you later? You're all that. I'm not from that. I'm fuckers walking into my house and not. How are you? Just had to check in and make sure you're all right. Fuck off. Nobody asks you if I'm all right. Don't worry. If I need help, you'll hear me screaming, right? I'm one of them. So I hope to keep up the emotion. I'm from Dublin, where fuckers walk up and give you hugs and kisses and all. Man, I'm so glad that's gone. I know it's a terrible thing, but I'm so glad that's gone.
Do you know what? I joked about this in the early days of it, like, and people thought I was being a cunt. Like, when I moved to Dublin first, everybody was hugging me. Herself's family all fucking hugged me. There has never been a hug in our entire fucking. I could put a pin down and go 50 miles around my house. There wasn't a hug ever.
Yeah.
In South Tipperary. We just didn't do that shit. And people.
I'm as close to my family now as I ever was. Like, you know, nothing's changed. I'm as close to them now as I ever was. Like, as ever. I'm even closer to my old man now, and he's dead 20 fucking years, like. So I don't even know. I don't know when that even started. When did that fucking shit start? Did you have to start touching each other?
It's like Cunt started drinking coffee. That's what it was. We were drinking tea for fucking 300 years, and then coffee came in, and we all knew about coffee and lattes, and all of a sudden now we're giving each other kisses on the cheek and shit.
Yeah, some Italian lad came in with a cappuccino and a kiss, and we all decided that was the way forward. That's what it was. We all decided we were Europeans. Thought that was the way to carry on.
And where did it start? Where did the coronavirus start worst? In fucking Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, you see? And now I look at, did you see the thing in Italy today? Did you see now? Because we're all trying to climb our way out of this fucking shit bomb that we're all in. And they've started like in the Italians now, because they're a few weeks down the road ahead of us. Like, thankfully, we haven't hit their level of despair. But they've started up setting up these restaurants. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the restaurants, of the way that they can make them work, you know? So it's essentially like you walk in and it looks exactly as it always did, but they've got these perspex sort of walls around the table. But there's also one in the middle. So imagine like a perspex letter H, a giant perspex letter H, right? Yeah. Like, fuck me, man. Can you imagine, like, how shit is that crack? Imagine go for a first date and it looks like she feel like she was sitting with a fucking prick that's on death row. Like, you're never getting a second date out of this shit. Never gonna, you can't even cheers. You can't even, like, it's like having your last meal.
The only thing is, like, I'd say riding will be at a premium, like, you know what I mean? Because there'll be no charm needed. There'll be no fucking nothing. Tinder will just be, do you want to jog? Yeah, I want to jog. I don't even need to know your name. Just fucking, let's drop our trousers and go at it, I'd say. Because people must be fucking starved of it at this stage. They must have to fucking...
Yeah. Eating out, dates now would just be like a fucking crisp sandwich on a wall and a ride in the bush. And I'll see you later. That was so good. I'd love to do this again sometime. If I wasn't too disappointing, I'd love to have another go at this. It's better than that fucking... I know the food is good, but the perspex wall in the local restaurant and an actual bed is a load of bollocks by comparison. I can't trust an actual bed.
Fucking depression of it all. Like, yeah. I do wonder what will change, like, when we go back to it. I like the idea. Because we live just enough into the countryside here now that I don't see anybody. So people are asking me those questions. They're like, so how are you getting on? I'm like, nothing has changed. Bar I'm not gigging in the evening. Nothing. I mean, nothing has changed. I've used about 12 quid in diesel in the last month. So
not amazing.
Fucking unreal.
Amazing. Like even here, I'm still going into work every day, but it's like 5 kilometers away. I filled up the car on Good Friday and the fucking thing is still near full. I was like, I can't believe it. Like, that's my excuse now. I'm turning into a skin. Are you turning into a stingy cunt at all? I'm turning into an awful skinflint. Like, it's like, you know what I feel like? Yeah. You know the way, you know what I feel like? You ever go to Thailand or something as an Irish lad, right? And you know, you're used to being in Ireland. So you get used to people with their fucking fingers down the back of your trousers tight. You get used to being rigged for everything. You know, you walk around, fuck it. How much is a coffee? 6 quid. Fuck you cunt, grand. Give us it and cake, and I'll have a panini as well. The fuck, you know. There's like €30. Yes, yeah. And then you go to Thailand and you say, "I'll have a coffee and a panini," and they go, "Oh, that's $1." And you go, "Well, I'll give you 50 cents, you fuck. I know what you're up to, you sniggly bastard." And you become real because you know the rules are different. And now I'm turning into that. I feel like I'm in Thailand, in Dublin. The sun is shining. I'm walking around, and I look at the diesel prices. Yeah, where you fucking bastards get that out of me? I'd rather walk for the rest of my life. I wouldn't even pay that for water. Never mind diesel. Yeah, chancers. I turned into a right skinflint. It's unbelievable. Like.
And cheaper than it's ever fucking been in nearly 2 years, 3 years. Like, and I was even yesterday. I don't need diesel, but I pulled in for an old fucking ice cream because there's a petrol station up the road. And I actually walked around to look, but they're still at 121. The pricey cunts. I seen it at 118 up the road, and I don't need it. I don't even fucking need it.
And then I know lads, and they're like, "Listen, I think this is as low as it's going to get, so fill up everything." You know, they're not only just going down and filling up the van. They have 2 or 3 lawnmowers in the back as well, getting the petrol. They're doing the whole lot. The old fucking chainsaw that hasn't seen the light of day for 6 years, don't even know if it works. Fuck it, fill it up the fuck. Fill it up the fuck, we'll never see it again. We can drain it out of it and put it back into the car later. It'd be grand.
Is that Luke's said bottle nearly finished? Fuck it out. Come on, we're filling it up with petrol. Come on.
Oh yeah, fuck it, that old shit. It's a rip-off anyway. The petrol's what we want.
I've gone because I was cutting a fucking tree just before I was talking to you. I've gone ape shit on pallets, building shit out of pallets. I built a fucking raised beds out of pallets, and carrots growing in the fucking thing. And there's a tree right in the way, and it's like the tree is there much longer than me, but the tree now is blocking sunlight to my carrots. And That's what I've turned into. I've turned into my fucking owl fella. That tree, that inanimate fucking object, was poking fun at me the last week. Going, yeah, I'll block the sunlight on your fucking carrots. That's
you're like an orange man. That's what you're like. You know what I mean? You've decided that this is your traditional route, and you couldn't give a fuck what was there before you. That's as my fucking carrots. These are mine. I planted them. They're orange, and I own them. And fuck you. You get the fuck out of my way. That's what you're not. You're after going full orange, man. It's like the Loyal Orange Lodge of Tom, right out there in the countryside.
I've got my drum going. It's fucking class.
Fuck you and your 100 years of growing there and your own cultural fucking tree in the middle of my garden. Go on the fuck. This is mine. These are my carrots.
Fuck them. There's plenty of them there. You can enjoy other carrots, you cunts, can't you? Just my one tree. I need to fucking get it out of the way. It's nothing much has changed out this neck of the woods. It's absolutely fucking lovely. It's lovely.
Except for checkpoints and stuff, right? Are you getting many checkpoints out that way?
Yeah, well, we're only out here beyond Bray, like, so there's, and the guards, we got stopped this morning. And I was tipping in just into the shop for a pharmacy for a yoke for the little fella. And a cop was like, stop for a chat. How are you keeping? You all right? You heading into town? I was like, Jesus, it's a slow day for you. Like, if that's the case. Like, it's like,
so you're coming that direction. All the dubs are going the other direction.
I know,
so that's why they're there, isn't it? Is to stop runaway Dublin pricks going to fucking, hang out with each other and drinking, like, holiday homes. Oh, who the fuck knew there was that many people at holiday homes, especially Dublin people? Like, most of these fuckers haven't cut the grass their own gaff in about, 6 or 7 years. All of a sudden, they're holiday homes. So I suppose if you're coming the other way, they're like, don't worry about him. He's all right.
He's grand. He's grand. But
he's all right.
You should see the car I
This is
drive.
the orange man from Greystones. Doesn't want anyone fucking fiddling with these carrots. He's all right.
Come here. If I was Protestant, I'd fit in around here, I can tell you. There's a high volume of them here.
Yeah, they just don't have your dedication to carrot. That's about the only thing it's like.
My only grievance at the fucking minute is the fucking cyclists have my fucking tits done in. And I got accosted on Twitter. I don't rarely use Twitter, and because it's just a fucking burning barn, like it's a cunt of a fucking.
I deleted me Twitter completely. I just deleted the app because I deleted the whole account because it's such a piss hole of a thing at the moment. It's
these gangs of fucking nerds just seem to be just ready to pounce on, and I'd heard stories of this, right? This outlet had posted this picture from like fucking 1802 or something, people cycling down the middle of O'Connell Street. And he was going, wouldn't it be great if this was the case now? I was like, yeah, lovely notion, like, but also, PJ, I had a few drinks just to
yeah, there's nothing like Twitter and a few drinks. Yeah, that's fucking petrol and matches right there. A few drinks in Twitter, yeah.
And I just wrote, yeah, great notion, but realistically, shouldn't we be licensing like cyclists as well, just to keep them on the straight and narrow? They don't have to pass nothing, just so we know who they are, so they're not acting the bollocks. Well,
so we know who they are.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that fucker over there puts a chamois between his legs on the Sunday, yeah. I know, I seen the register, I know.
But just put it out there and thinking I'd have a bit of set to with this outlet. Well, fuck me. This barrage of fucking virgins came after me. Oh my God. It was
cyclists are very touchy, and like I like cycling. I have a cyclist pass. I've founded a cycling club, but at the same time, nobody annoys me more than fucking cyclists. Nobody annoys me more than cyclists, especially lately when you see the whole fucking the literal. Sure, obviously there's 5 kilometer rule is not. I can't apply to cycling. That's fucking ludicrous. That is one of the most annoying things. Like when you see lads jumped up in lycra head to toe, shaved legs, a dollop of Vaseline up the hole, and they're fucking letting on like they're going to the shops. Fuck off. You're not even pretending to fit in.
Yeah, because if you're going up the shops, you're just going up in your jeans and fucking trainers, like, you know what I mean? That's all. You're going up to the shops. You're not busting out the good bike and the fucking all that. What I want to know is, and like, do you have all that gear? Because this is a question I've put to people before and nobody can ever answer. Do you have all that lycra shit? Do you have all the gear?
I do have it all, yeah, because I used to do a lot of it years ago. I haven't done it in years. I used to do it because when I was racing motorbikes, the season was so short. It just gave me some way of keeping fit when the season was on or off.
But I
haven't been on a bike in years because I haven't raced in years.
but you're of an understandable age then when you went and bought that shit. Well, who I want to know, you know the old lads who gave, do you know the cunts who gave up the golf and decided to go cycling with the big gut hanging over? They
Yeah.
How do they, the day they walk into Halford's 52 years of age and go, I want them yokes. See that thing that shows my cock off to the world? I want them. Like,
yeah.
What's the
well,
mindset?
I can sympathise with that. Yeah, it's I'll tell you, from someone that's been there, it's a gradual decline. That's what it is, right?
Oh.
So you don't walk into Halfords and say, give us something that shows off me salami to the local neighbours when I'm having a fucking stone. Yeah, that's where you end up. It's like the circle of life. So like you know, say there's the bike, right?
Yeah.
Here, and you start here, and then you put on a pair of shorts and a normal bike, and you go pedaling, and gradually, and then you get to about here, and you think, fucking, I'm not so bad. I think I better get I better get a bike that has drop handlebars. And then you get down here, and then you wear them runners, and you've a half decent bike, you know. And by the time you get all the way back around here, you're, standing with a half bottle of wine and a scone, and your Mickey's stuck out, and your scut's hanging over your place, and your golf club membership is cancelled, and you're gone fucking mental, and you suddenly realise that you own the road, and rules don't apply. It's a slow decline. It's like getting into a cult. It's like any cult. It's a slow decline. It doesn't happen all at once. You have to be lured in. No one would give you those big Mickey shorts and a load of Vaseline and shaved legs at the start. You go, I'm not getting into this fucking weird shit. I'm a grown man. I'm 47 years old. I'm not going to shave my fucking legs on a Friday night instead of go for a few pints so I can get ready for a Vaseline bum 200-mile fucking 6-hour cycle. No, you have to go down the slippy slope. It's a long way around.
That clears that up.
That's not to say it's enjoyable, but it takes a bit of work to get there.
Does it do any fucking good keeping fit? Because the world of fat outlads around here, and they've all the gear, but they've still big old fucking guts on, big fat arses on them, cycling up the middle of the fucking road. Yeah, I tell you what it is though as well. Like, from having done it, right, the thing, cycling is like not the ideal way of losing weight, because you can go out on a bike and you can be on a bike for 4 hours, 5 hours in a day, grand, right? And that will add up to thousands of calories burned. But to keep going, you keep eating, right? So you're supplementing all the time. This is what I found. When I was with lads out cycling, this was what always happened, right? Sunday was a day out, right? So it's like golf club's a good comparison. So it's a day out, right? Yeah.
So you meet lads at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've had their breakfast, right? Now, they've had their breakfast. They haven't sat there with fucking granola. These are lads who aren't raced. So they've had their fry or whatever, their bits and the coffee and the whole lot. And then you fucking head off, and the first thing they do when they stop is they have a scone and a cappuccino and the whole lot, right? Then you get to what might be the halfway destination. I knew lads were having a half bottle of wine and fucking, like a big ham thing and all. You need to get it. And then they've got their energy gels and energy bars. They get scoffed on the way. And you get some lads, and then, there's the fucking bit of bread. There's all of it. So, but you've done thousands of calories. You've been out all day, but you haven't stopped eating since you fucking left. By the time you get home, you're like, yeah, I feel great. I've burned thousands of calories, but you probably put on weight. Like there's lads go away on these 2 weeks to France doing Alpe d'Huez and the whole lot and come back heftier than ever. Like, because at night it's rakes of pints and all that. And then it's so good for you. It's so good for you. I swear to God, my heart is beat, but your cholesterol's going to fall out the leg of your shorts, man. Like, it's a difference. So I see where it comes from, but so it's not the best. It's not like, it's not as hard on the body either. Like, you're going out, it's not like running. If I run from here to across the road, I go, fuck me, I felt that. But you can go for ages on a bike before you even break a sweat, really. You know what I mean? Sort of, kind of.
But I think you explained the cult-like thing. That's perfect, because they all fucking attacked me that day, and they all had their statistics, and they all had the same little line, all right, and it's like, lads, you've all said the same thing. And having hashtag I'm a cyclist in your, and I just kept them replying with the most ridiculous answer, like, you know what I mean? Like, going back to lads, you've hashtag cyclist, you must have been on so many adventures. Tell me more. Just being a cunt, But
and it's all the whataboutery is the best way around. Whataboutery. And what about the cars that break the law? What about them? As if you don't think they're cunts as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what about all the people that have suddenly stopped? Yeah, what about them? You're all in the same category of cunts. It's just that we're talking about cyclists at the moment. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Anyone who thinks they can do whatever the fuck they want to break all the rules at the moment is acting the cunt. And now, at the moment, we're talking about you.
Come here. Are you still eating meat? Are you still meat eating?
I am. Yeah. You fucking. You were one of those bastards. As I was getting out, I was losing my compassion for. I'm actually trying to eat a little bit less of it at the minute, but I am still eating it. Yeah. Jesus, when you were putting up your barbecue things and everything, that was amazing. I just remember looking at them going, fuck me, that man eats like a king out there. You'd be killing your own werewolves out there now and eating them. I was there, you'd be there. You look at that Tom's fucking Instagram page, and you'd be like, fillet of wolf, served with a homegrown turnip. I was like, fuck me, that man knows how to live. So I was like, so there was a period where I got mad. I suppose like that, I was getting more and more into sort of just trying fitness and all, and trying to stay in some way healthy. Because now I'm 45. If I eat chips, now I go bald by midnight, so I'm like, fuck it. And the best way to get the sort of proteins in, I still haven't figured out how to do it with the vegetables. I'm sure there's a way. I can't figure it out. It's just so much easier to make a piece of meat and eat the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's so, I'm so, like, nothing's easier than that. It's so tasty, So yeah, I'm still at it. Yeah. Fucking pricks like you encouraging me to eat everything.
I know, it's just... What, did you drop something?
I just spilled coffee onto the computer. It's grand.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I've tried the veggie thing 1 or 2 days of the week, because you do have to free up the bowels. I'm heading towards 40 now, and you know what I mean? I'll have to be eating gravel in the mornings just to fucking get the old system working, but
yeah.
As soon as the sun comes out, and the fucking barbecue fires up, you're not barbecuing fucking buds, you know what I mean, or aubergines. You gotta throw fucking meat on the thing,
Yeah, well, what I find as well is it's hard to fill yourself, right? I was all it's meat. When you eat that, meat or eggs, even if you eat meat or eggs, you feel full after your dinner. Yeah. But I can eat fucking vegetarian food from morning till night and never really feel satisfied, no matter what it is. And that's so it's hard to get that right. And then of course you end up. Well, I end up. A lot of people are really good and very fucking healthy vegetarians, I'm sure, but I'm not. I end up hungry, so then I just stop off at a chipper and get, a bag of chips and a fucking veggie burger or a fucking bar of chocolate or something because I'm hungry all the fucking time. I could never figure out how to not be hungry as a vegetarian. You know what I mean? So I've lost a lot of fat since I started eating meat, just purely because I'm fucking full after me dinner.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with Owen Colgan the other day, and he's gone mad on fucking ketosis. This keto, I don't know, ketogenics or whatever. Basically, the cunt doesn't start eating until 12 o'clock in the day. And I went,
fuck all that.
Yeah, but he tried it. He says, I'm telling you now, once you get used to it, and from 12 to 8, you can eat like a fucking king. But stop then. And he says, if you have shit to be doing, if you have stuff to be doing, you'll get it fucking done in the morning, because whatever the fuck it is, the hunger just drives you on. But then also he's from the west of Ireland, so you know what I mean? They have a good grasp of it.
See, there's something a bit wild in that as well, isn't there? In wanting to be hungry for half your day. I don't want to be hungry. I don't get you'll get your shit done with the starvation and your ancestors are screaming from the famine. Oh fuck, man! I just want to get through my day. I don't give a fuck if I don't get stuff done. It doesn't bother me. I just want to stay out of trouble and not be hungry,
I don't know what it is though. I think it's a lot of lads that are heading towards dad age or fucking. But in the last week, the amount of lads that I know that have just emailed me for pointers on barbecuing. At least you had the common sense a couple of years ago to fucking ask me about it or whatever. Lads now are going, what do I go for? I'm like, I don't know what you want to do. A couple of sausages. Well, there's the frying pan. Just go with the frying pan, for fuck's sake.
Couple of sausages. I love the idea of some mad lap bastard with 2 sausages firing up the barbecue.
Yeah.
Just sit outside. Just go to the centre, man.
I think lads haven't worked out the fine line between convenience and fucking happiness. That kind of way. You seem to have gone you're like, I know exactly what I need and what I want. Don't fucking bother me with that other shit. I think Instagram is lads driven fucking mad too, because they be looking at me, but I'm a psycho. I have to be outside burning shit. if I'm not outside burning something, then the world won't want to know me. Trust me, I'll end up murdering fucking a whole fucking school or something. Like, I need to be outside shirtless with fucking in the middle of the night burning shit.
Yeah. Tom doesn't even like wearing clothes. Like,
I'm nude from the waist down. I only put on a shirt for you.
No, but I know what you mean. It's like, I think what you have to really get your head around, I didn't get my head around this actually until I started watching you do it actually, was you have to kind of enjoy the inconvenience of it. So it's like you have to actually enjoy the process. So at the start I was looking at what you were making, like these fucking hams you were putting on for 6 days or whatever. And you were like wrestling the pig to death first anyway, and then you were fucking, and then you were fucking stuffing it with fucking chicken fillets or whatever the fuck you were at. And so when you opened up your barbecue, it was like, so all we see is you opening your barbecue and this pig stuffed with chicken who's still got the expression of fucking wrestling on his face was there. And it looks gorgeous. You go, I'd love to eat that. And then you say, how do you do that? And as soon as you say, right, well, first of all, you get into the news, right? Then you find the and then you find a live wild pig, right? Now, you can get the chickens ready dead from your local store, right? And then as soon as some people hear this and go, no, fuck that, man. I just want to eat. I don't want to do any of this shit. But I'm getting into a lot of cooking now myself. So I'm like, oh yeah, now I get it. It's fucking pandemic time. It's the whole joy of it is how much time it takes to get this stuff ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't get that, man, at all. Like, to me, it was like I was like looking at your, chicken stuffed wrestled pig thinking, I'd fucking love that. But it never dawned on me. It takes like 6 hours and maybe risking your life to get there. Now I get it. Now I'm into the process. Like,
because that was what I was trying to explain to people, that it's also, if you enjoy alcohol, it's totally acceptable to be outdoors drinking by yourself in the corner of the garden, like, for 6-7 hours at a time. Yeah. But I keep my life pretty simple, so I know the things that take me over. Like, I don't have a bunch of hobbies and stuff like that. So if I can just put 6 hours into wrestling a pig and shoot a bunch of fucking chickens or whatever, I'm happy enough with that. Like.
Yeah, you see, that's it. Yeah, see, there's lads want to do that and not change anything in their lives. There's lads who go to the Super Value or the supermarket or whatever the fuck their Tesco's, and they pick up their few bits and go home and think, right, I'll ask Tom how to get fucking fresh wrestled pig out of this. It's not going to work, man. That's not going to work. You can't do that. Or you can make yourself a lovely dinner. I'm sure you can. And you can Instagram the living fuck out of it. But it's not going to look or taste or be anything like what you've just seen. Fucking someone who puts all their time into it. If it's not your hobby, if you're not into it, it's not going to happen.
That's exactly how it is. The amount of lads that buy something down the Super Value or whatever and then send me a picture of it and go, so, what do I do? And I'm like, I don't know what to fucking tell you to do. Like at this stage, you bought the fucking thing. First off, you should have killed it. But
yeah, I know, yeah. There's lads having the patience to make a salad, That's fucking... But well, there you go.
I was talking... Steve Cummins as well, though. I was asking him, because he's mad for the cooking. Like, Steve Cummins, he's fucking mad for it. And I was asking him, what is it? Why do we like cooking? And it's... A lot of it, too, is the performance of it. You know what I mean? When you actually... If you do cook for somebody, it's nearly the insult. Like, yourself, like, if you're fucking near Owlan's house, if somebody didn't clear their plate, they'd be banned from the house. They'd be banned from the house forever,
yeah. Are you not well? You'd be asking them, are you not well and all? No, did you not? What's wrong with you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you Jinsel, finish the fucking thing then.
Like, still to this day, there's a woman, I can remember, because I'm guessing my mother has her name tattooed on her forearm. Because she was one of the boys' ex-girlfriends, and she came along, she was a bit hanging, we were all hanging, we rocked up to the mother's for roast beef one day, and she ate about half of it. All of us cleared the fucking plates, and the old one's a decent old cook, like, but I swear she still talks about her. He was well shot at that bitch.
It's great, isn't it? And like years ago, me and my mate Pat, we went over to Fiji, and I think it was the only time I've ever really insulted someone with food, and we were on this fucking island in the middle of nowhere, which I actually genuinely thought was a holiday resort. I never would have chosen to go here, to be honest. Like, fuck all that, Like, it was like I felt like Indiana Jones in this place. And They literally rang a bell at night in this sort of fucking village thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you went in to eat. Well, anyway, we were there before, and he goes, "What do you want to eat?" And he said, "Do you want? We have chicken or goat?" And I was there, and there was a chicken and a goat in the front of the house. Like I said to you before, I'm from Dublin, man. I have to imagine my food never lived before I can eat it. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, like, go away. I can't handle this guy going out and killing something on my request. I have to imagine it was going to be dead anyway, at least. I said to him, "Have you got any fish?" And he fucking grabbed the fishing rod and slammed the door and walked out. I'm thinking, fuck me. That man is going to talk bad about me for the rest of his life. He's going to be like, a perfectly good fucking goat and chicken in the front garden. And he's like, "Have you got any fish? The fucking ungrateful bastard." Anyway, we got snapper, red snapper. But like, it was literally catch as you go. Like, that's like, I remember the first time I saw a cow. Like, cows and beef and all had no connection in my life at all. Like, Dublin, like, Dublin was different, you know. We were in Marino, and then we moved out Clontarf bound, and when in Clontarf, now hard to believe, there was cows, there was fucking cattle, right, in the grounds of what Clontarf Castle is. There was a farm there, and right. I had no idea. I saw the cows, and I was frightened my fucking life, man. To me, like, a cow, I'd seen them on telly, so I imagine they were the size, like, of an Irish wolfhound, say, right? That was a cow.
It's like that Father Ted moment. These ones are stupid. These ones are
like,
far away.
No shit. I genuinely thought, oh, they're huge. They're much bigger than a dog. I thought, oh yeah, grand. So like a Jack Russell would be a dog, you know, a Labrador, and a cow the size of an Irish wolfhound, I thought. You know, there's no way I thought it was that fucking, like the size of a fucking dinosaur. That was the size of a T-Rex to me. And I remember we went down, and I couldn't believe, like, I was awestruck. Look, I'd been to the zoo, like, and I didn't give a fuck about the zoo. These fucking cows blew the fucking head off me. And I picked up a stone, and my dad goes, "Don't throw that at the cow. The farmer will kill you." And I went, "The farmer? What farmer? I thought they were wild." I was like, "There's not, they were owned." I was like, I thought they were like sweeping across Ireland and found a field. It never dawned on me that someone owned them. I was like, "The fucking farmer? What do you mean someone put them there?" Like, I thought they were wild cattle, and if you got one, like, you had to hunt them to get the beef, and if you were lucky enough to sneak up behind the country, you get like a pint of milk out of it, you know. Like, I never dawned on me that someone owned them. Like, I thought, like, they were, you know, we left Dublin, so therefore wild cows were roaming across the land like buffalo. You know what I mean? Like, you see in the West.
The great Frisian fucking migration across the plains of fucking Dublin.
Yeah, that's what was in my head. I had no idea what I was looking at. Yeah.
But it's strange, the education that people do or don't get, like, because I try to explain to people, like, you don't understand the dangers in the countryside, like, and I used to joke about this, do a bit, and people would be chuckling away. I go, "No, you don't understand. You think cities are dangerous, whereas a gang of dangerous fuckers hang out together. What you need to be frightened of is in the countryside, when you meet a cunt who can swing a 16-pound sledgehammer with one hand and roll a fag with the other. That's the fella you need to be frightened of, because he doesn't need a gang of friends to fuck you up. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's slurry pits, there's machinery.
I always thought the country was just terrifying to me. Anyway, the first time I ever saw darkness, like real darkness, I went to my country cousins. You know, they lived in Liscarroll, County Cork, and I went down there, and they turned off the light. And like, you turn off the light here, it's not fucking dark. You know what I mean? The street lights, and there's all this fucking carry on. You know what I mean? There's cars, and so you never really, like, you have to really make an effort to be in darkness where it's like your hands over your eyes, you know? And these fucking mad North Cork culty cunts turned off the lights and went to bed. It's like, you fuck, I've never seen darkness like it. I nearly shit myself, like. And then the fuckers, and it was totally acceptable to these mad fucking fuckers that before they go to bed, they tell all these stories, like, not like Dublin kids. We had fucking, you know, BBC and all. We were able to watch these things and distract ourselves. Who knew in 2 Channel Land in the 80s, kids in fucking North Cork were keeping shut up going, and the fucking, your man was walking down by the graveyard, and his fucking dead uncle jumped out of his grave, and he stuck his hands around his back, And he turned and it was the devil. It was the devil, and he jumped out of his uncle's grave. And he fucking dragged him to the ground, and he was never seen again. I'm like, what the fuck sort of people are you, man? I'm never going to sleep again. It's so dark, and you're telling me about the devil riding your fucking uncle going over, like all these weird ghost stories, man. The country was the scariest thing ever. And then the noises of animals, like just lying there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you hear some animal going, ah! What the fuck is that? It's like cows. Do you ever hear these cows screaming?
Yeah.
Like, ah!
It's like a bloke. It's just like a bloke getting his foot cock caught in the door or something, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck was that? Someone goes, that's a cow. I'm going, that's not a cow. I've seen cows. They're the size of wolfhounds. Cows bark, I'd be thinking.
But the education I've had to do with herself, because herself is from Dalkey originally, like, and the first couple of years living in the countryside was that the darkness first, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck. And also, still to this day, like, if there's a sound outside, chances are it's some wildlife. It's like, what the fuck was that? It's all right. They don't have a knife. It's okay. They don't have a knife. They don't even have tongues. They can't do anything to it. It's fine.
It's a pheasant with a flick knife.
Like gold too.
Yeah. No, it's such a scary thing when you're not used to it. Like when you first go out, it's a terrifying thing. And like you said, you meet characters like, you know, out there beyond the M50 that you'd never see anywhere in, you know, like, you know, lads like proper, like you says, fucking lads just walking around with a sledgehammer, smoking a cigarette and with nowhere to go, you know.
Like, and my mates think that I'm rough, but like I've explained this. I've lived in Dublin too long now. I go back to Tip and lads look at Fancy Dan. Look at Fancy Dan with all his teeth. You know what I mean? Like, look at it. Like, we just to pass the time, we took the dog up to the vet up the road, but it's a proper horse and cow vet. You know what I mean? It's a working farm. And I'm now obsessed. I need to get a couple of mini goats. They have 2 goats up there. They're the coolest.
Pygmy goats.
I
tried to get a couple of years ago.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm not allowed to have them. Dublin County Council, you can't keep hooved animals. You need a licence. You can't keep it.
You can keep a fucking husky. You can keep a wolf, but you can't keep a fucking...
Yeah, I know, but you can't have in Dublin County Council, you can't have a hoofed animal. You need a special licence for it, or you need the freedom of the city. That's the only way you can have a hoofed animal. You have to be awarded freedom of the city or have a licence. And they won't give a fella a licence.
But that's, because I have a dream of owning these goats. And they have 2 little lads legging it around the vets. They live up there, pegging it around everywhere. And they're right up there with dogs. They're fucking class.
Oh, I'm mad about them. You can't get them in ones. You're not allowed to have them. You have to be in pairs. They need company. And they need to be looked after, obviously, so because you have to keep them indoors because the foxes have killed them and shit. But they're gorgeous. They're the most gorgeous little animals ever. I really, really wanted them. I looked into it. I just couldn't get the permission for them at all. If I was in South Dublin, I might be able to get them. And Fingal, you can get them because there's farms in South Dublin and Fingal. Yeah. But I can't in Dublin County Council where I'm living. I couldn't get them at all. Like
I reckon the countryside now would suit you actually at this stage. Like, well, I'm not talking North Cork fucking countryside because that's the real deal. Like, I'm talking about the fake countryside I'm living in right now. You know what I mean? Where people,
like,
you know what I mean?
Like Skerries or something. You know?
Yeah. Where you become what's known as a dulce. And you're going around. You've got your tweed jacket on. All right, lads. But you're still.
I call them sea cultures out there. They have their own accent and everything. You ever hear them, the sea cultures?
Yeah.
And they all talk like that there. So it's sort of like a Dublin, but it's a bit not like Dublin. Do you know what I mean? And they'll be all like, here, little horse out going over there. Your man's put out with cabbages, and the poor fucker has them ruined. Ruined, sound the air. And he's out his sled. You know what I mean? He's been up there 5 years, going over there cabbages. 4 years out to have the bad one. God, good luck to him anyway. He's only a shite bag. It's a different accent. It's a gas old accent, the way they talk. I'd like to live up there. Although I'd love to live in Cork as well, to be honest.
Cork's a great spot. A mate of mine, he moved down there only a couple of months ago. He moved for the exact same company. Single fella, like, and he'd nothing. His parents lived abroad and stuff. He was an only child, and he was giving out about the price of his rent. And the crowd he worked for, I went, sure, they have offices in Cork. See where they transfer you. Pay half the fucking rent. Lo and behold, moved off down, paying half the fucking rent. Life O'Reilly.
Yeah, it's a great old spot, like they're fucking great spot. And is that like you're missing nothing by living in a city like Cork now? You know, it's not like years ago where every city in Ireland was completely fucking ignored except for Dublin.
Yeah,
and if you like getting in Dublin, then go up to fuck then with you.
Yeah,
It's
go
like,
up to fuck, so, yeah.
Yeah, go up to fucking like everyone else. If you fucking, but it's a deadly place to be. I'd love to live there now. But then my ma's a Tipperary woman as well, so I don't know. Maybe I'd be able to.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't be ready for. You again, like the cyclist thing. You're talking about jumping straight in with fucking shaving your balls and fucking putting stuff on your chains. No. Tip is the full Sean Kelly. That's what that is. No. Yeah, it's just fucking raw. You need to work up to that. Cork would be Cork or Galway would be a nice stepping stone. Like, you know what I mean? They're still cities. You can get what you fucking need in the way of grub and stuff. If you wore a woolly jumper, you wouldn't look like a wanker. You know what I mean? Like, if you're all right.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit too hardcore, yeah. It's gas my ma being a tip woman, like, even when all this kicked off, the pandemic, and everything went mad, it was going into lockdown the whole lot. And I was like fucking freaking out, I panicked. I'm like, what the fuck are we going to do? This is fucking disaster. There's nothing we get out. And she's just like, should have been through worse. No, you fucking haven't. What are you talking about? Sure. We weather the storm, sure. What are you fucking on about?
Yeah, but that's, you know what I mean? I you know what's funny? Straight into my head, I was like, I had a picture of your mother, but she was Catherine Lynch. It was like,
yeah, but she looks exactly like her. Exactly like her.
But your mother must be as cool as a breeze though, given the carry on when you were growing up, like. Because I wanted to go see your play, but because I was doing a one-man play called Caveman, it was on the following night or the previous night in the same fucking theatre, so I never got to see it, like.
Yeah, but sure, fuck it, like, you know what I mean? It was a good experiment. It worked out for us and everything as well, so. But sure, yeah. But yeah, in fairness, she laid back. I wouldn't say he's laid back now, to be fair. But, I suppose like a lot of Irish women in particular, like, it's the big shit, the really serious shit.
Yeah.
When that happens, it's like, look, what can you do? Don't worry about it. We'll get through it somehow. But small shit, like changing a light bulb. I nearly fucking broke my neck walking in there. I can't fucking see. I can't fucking see when I go into the room. I'm gonna fall out, break me fucking neck. I'll get a bulb today. Make sure you get the fucking thing. I can't fucking. Someone's gonna walk into that room and they're gonna fall out and fucking die, and they won't be found for a week. I'm fucking telling you. And you're like, international or global pandemic. Millions dying. We've all been through worse. The Lord above tells us this is going to be all right. You're like, this is fucking mad, man.
I'm grand. I'm still above ground. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
As long as we can wake up, we're breathing, we're grand. Did you change that fucking light bulb now?
Are you still Coast Guard?
No, I can't at the moment because I'm over north side again. So it wasn't the Coast Guard I was with; it was the lifeboat I was with.
Sorry.
So over Dunleary, I'm hoping to get back over as soon as this is done, though. Yeah. So I'm going back onto the crew as soon as this is over. That's the plan, anyway.
But you'd hope it's quiet enough for them that cunts aren't going out fucking getting themselves fucking caught up, I suppose.
There's still people going out, all right, but it is more. It's very, very like this weather during the summer. It would normally be up the walls with calls, which is fair enough. But people go out onto the water, but it's fairly quiet. But there is still people out there, yeah, still people going out. And
what was your draw to that? Because I can't make the connection between that and fucking motorbikes. Like,
it was one thing led to another. I suppose I used to do the blood bikes. I was on the blood bikes for a while.
Yeah.
And then I got the job on the radio, and I had to give up the blood bikes because the shift crossed over. So you have to do a blood bike shift till 7 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I got the job, which meant I had to start at 6 o'clock, so I couldn't do blood bikes anymore. And I really missed it, I enjoyed it. I went to Dunleary then, and I ended up, without thinking about it, I just ended up living across the road from the lifeboat station. Yeah. And I met the mechanic and got chatting to him, and I says, fuck it, I'll do that instead. So I just signed up, and that ended being, that just ended up being the thing to replace it, yeah. But I love it, jeez, it's an amazing thing to do. It's great crack, like.
I love the notion that PJ Gallagher just hands in his pockets, kicking stones across the road, going, fixing an old boat there. Yeah. Grand. now going to...
I wouldn't be fixing any boats. They wouldn't trust me to fucking tie a knot. Never mind fix a boat. But it's good. Like, I've enjoyed the calls and all of that. It can be mental as well. It has its moments, but yeah, generally it's deadly. And it's got the crew over there are great. Like, I miss it now because I see it, you know.
Is there ever a notion, you know, when you're pulling somebody in, you're going, like, because they've been at it years or whatever, have you ever had the feeling going, you thick cunt, what were you doing out there? What the fuck were you doing out there? But you have to keep it inside because you're a professional now. Like,
no one ever says it. No one ever says it.
Don't they?
No one ever says it. But yeah, you're definitely thinking all right, yeah. You're definitely thinking, what were you fucking thinking? But you know what I mean, yeah. But but it's, yeah. But then, I suppose you don't know why some people go out in the water. Sometimes people are out there for all kinds of reasons. And then, you kind of try and be respectful as well, because a lot of the time they don't come back alive,
Yeah,
So there's a bit of that, but I suppose it's a very rewarding thing to be a part of, though. You know what I mean? You feel useful. We all want to feel useful. I suppose when you're doing something like that, you feel useful. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time walking around feel like I'm doing fuck off for anyone, which I'm comfortable with as well a lot. It's nice to feel useful too. Even if they think I'm useless, I feel useful.
You're good for their Instagram, if nothing else. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's not the most Instagrammable face either. Like fucking head like a GAA football. Like,
hey, speaking of that, good news. Have you thought about this? That obviously the championship isn't going to be played this year, football or hurling.
Yeah.
That means that both Tipperary and Dublin hang on to their fucking titles.
Yeah, it's that. Are they going to do that? Because I know there's been a lot of people giving out about it. So that makes it 6 in a row for the Dubs, which really pisses off the whole country. And then it's great for Tipperary, obviously. Like me ma being Tip, I'd be all for Tipperary keeping it all Ireland as well. But it's fucking mad, isn't it? It's like 6 in a row. I'd love the Dublin fans as well. I'm gonna love that. Like that will be sung and sung and sung. In 2021, 6 in a row just to piss people off. Like,
Imagine Kerry right now. Imagine Kerry right now when they hear. Do you know you need to get a sticker for the car? 6 in a row. That's where we are now. not even waiting.
I'm already every morning on the radio. I say 6 in a row, and every morning people text in giving out loads. Like texting going, "Well, how could it be 6 in a row if you were never challenged?" I said, "So we weren't challenged for 5 years anyway, so it makes no difference." Like, what's the difference? Why is this year any different? Like, it's not as if, you know what I mean, all we're doing this year different is not humiliating Mayo. I'm all right with it. I'm totally all right with it. It's as legit this year as it ever was.
Isn't it funny how venomous fans can be? Like, because I Dean Rock on the podcast, and I was asking, do you ever, like, during a match, during an All-Ireland final, and you're baiting the bollocks off somebody, do you ever kind of feel bad? And he told the truth. He goes, do a small bit, like, but at the same time, what are you supposed to do? Like, but he's then a really nice fella. But he was like,
yeah, I know. But especially when you've got Jim Gavin, the assassin, on the sideline, and you're thinking, and if he sees that you're not going for blood, like he's looking at Dean Rock thinking all he wants to see is Dean Rock acting like you wrestling a pig. Like he's like, I fucking want this lad. I want, like, anybody who like shows any sympathy here at all, they're not starting the next day. And the competition for spots. So I suppose you might feel bad, but you're thinking, I want to start. I want to be the first person he thinks about when it comes out to destroy another side, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, he's ruthless. Like, he's a winning machine, you know what I mean?
Well, you look at the likes of fucking Cody and Kilkenny, like, you know what I mean? That guy is going to under 12s matches, just, and psyching out under 12-year-olds, like, just going, like, do you, like fucking a scene out of fucking Gladiator or whatever. But of course,
I know it's great. Like, there's no romance in those lads. That's the only thing. Like, as much as I love them, there's no romance in them. Like, you look at Davy Fitz and you think, this fella, he's such a great character to watch because he's so engaged, and he's got this romantic notion of bringing all Irelands to where he plays, and he wants it for the lads. He wants the boys to feel it. He wants, he has notions and images in his head of returning into towns and that have been deprived of all Ireland. That's a part of him. That's why he's such a fucking fantastic man to watch on TV, because it hurts him so much when it doesn't happen. And you're like, this fella is the spirit of the game, and then you see that, and there's none of that in Jim Gavin. Like, he's just like, win, and then if he does win, job done, let's go home. Fuck them. It's so, I'm like, holy shit. And Cody's the same. Like, Cody, like, and in fairness to him, Mickey Hart isn't far off that either. You know what I mean? As a manager, he's like, win and go home and have your cup of tea and your biscuit and get up and just be glad nobody else got to enjoy themselves. That's like, it's not about enjoying yourself. It's about making sure nobody else did.
Just imagine fellas because fellas like that would be happy to play a match behind closed doors, an empty Croke Park, fine. fine.
Yeah. I don't see what the fans have got to do with this anyway. In fact, it's you know, they'll enjoy it later when they hear about it. You know what I mean?
That's why I was raging John Milan didn't go into management. John Milan from fucking Waterford. Do you remember that man?
Yeah.
Like, he just loves Waterford. Like, and he just, like, there's tears and just blood sweating out of that guy. He just, he loves me county. And you have to go into we need to see more of you, like.
Yeah, they're the people you love to watch on TV. They're the Davy Fitz people. They're the Paul O'Shea's. They're the people who are just so impassioned and so wrapped up in it. They're the people that are fantastic to watch on the sidelines. But I suppose sport doesn't really give as much of those people anymore because they're all afraid to say anything now as well. You know, everyone's terrified. So there's no big sort of characters in the game. Davy Fitz is about the only one I can think of that's a real big character of the game at the moment, actually. Now that I think of it. You know, you'll never get a Vinnie Murphy now, for instance. Nope. You'll never be another one of them.
No.
You know, there'll never be a lad that comes out and says inappropriate things and carries on like a madman. You know, the lad that's like doing an Ireland's fashion show the day before a fucking All-Ireland final, you know, because he's getting a free bag of cans over or whatever the fuck they were at. Like, you know, those are great old days. You know, but it's I suppose you can't be like that anymore, but you can miss it, you know.
Yeah, well, there was a great guy, Babs Keaton. He used to manage Tip years ago, and he had a great. Like, still to this day, Cork people go on about the phrase he used to describe him. They were like, "Well, what tactics do you think you'll use?" He says, "Well, you know what I mean. If you're running the donkey derby, you don't bring Grand National attitude, you know, that kind of or something along that way." And they were like, "Are you?" And he walks off camera, drop the mic, you know, just fuck you all. And they did. They bet Cork out the gate the next day, like, because the lads were chewing their own helmets, like running around the fucking field after, you know.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Yeah, I love that shit. Sure, you'd be brought to town. They like you were saying about the Twitters and all. They'd be all, you get, you know, people, it all gets so personal so quick now. You can't just make these comments and get, like, back then, Babs Keaton makes these comments and then that's it. Everyone has a laugh or everyone gets a piss out. Yeah. And then the only time it's ever heard of again is the pre-match fucking chat from the manager going, "You heard what he said? He made a fucking show. He thinks you're nothing. Go out there and show that fucking bastard that he can't come to Cork and talk like that." You know, and that was when it was mentioned. And then it all got dealt with out in the pitch. But you can't. It's not like that anymore. You know, there's too big a price to pay in the media when you say shit like that.
It is
unfortunate.
I know. It is another world, though, Cork, isn't it? Because I'd actually forgotten how good your moustache was. I've entered into the moustache world at the minute, but your moustache was at fucking Ned Flanders levels in.
You look like that, but I needed makeup in it, man. I'm not a real man at all. I had to fucking darken it up because I don't grow a real moustache. I grow like straw out of my face. So I had to put eyeliner in my moustache to make it look like it was decent.
They are so professional.
Oh, jeez, it was desperate. Yeah, so the makeup artist had to put eyeliner in because you can just see through it. It's just like old straw. It's like straw. It's like a fucking. It doesn't look like a real mustache at all. Oh fuck! I hated that fucking mustache, man. I hated the fucking thing, and I hated having to have my hair so long as well. But a small price to pay. Like it was that was a great few years making that show. Jeez, I love making that show.
Hell, yeah. I mean, but it was the quality of acting throughout it, because that's often the thing that kind of lets an Irish show down a small bit. Sometimes people are in the wrong roles or whatever. Everybody was in the absolutely right role, weren't they?
Well, maybe I wasn't. How I got cast as a teacher in Cork, I'll never know, really, to be honest with you. I just glad it happened.
You jumped the shark altogether. You went from you were a crazed fucking badly legged fucking lad in the movie. And then, let's get him back. Nobody will know the difference.
Yeah, from drug dealer, assassin, fucking to school prime minister, I nearly said. School fucking, so long it is since I was in school. I think they have prime ministers. Fucking principal, yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a jump, all right. But
still, though, I mean, the show itself, because has it gone to the UK? Because you see people talking about it online still, like.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's the BBC that made it. So it's a BBC show, so it's been like they get to broadcast it before Ireland gets to broadcast it, but it's so fucking it's good crack, like, you know. There's another third one already made and ready to go, but I don't think, well, God knows when they'll broadcast it. I suppose the plan to broadcast it was supposed to be November-ish, but now there's a drought on telly. You know, there's literally a television drought now because no one can make TV anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they don't know when to release stuff anymore. So you never know. Maybe they bring it forward and that. But as you know, with telly as well, everybody's reluctant to release anything during the summer because people don't stay indoors in the summer. Not traditionally. People want to be in beer gardens or, up at your place eating fucking fried wolf or whatever the fuck is going on. People want to be out, but maybe this year will be different. Maybe the TV figures will be up this year because people are kind of locked in, or we'll see. We'll see the way it goes. I don't know. We don't know.
It's a weird one, all right. Do you know what? I won't take up much more of your time. This has been fucking delightful. I'm actually feeling fucking weak. Yeah. It's excitement. Have you done, or are you planning to do any more stage or stand up or anything coming up? Or you have enough with the radio, I'd say?
No, we wanted to Madhouse was going to come back. We had big plans for Madhouse, and that's all fucking cancelled now, obviously. We had plans with a big enough theatre to go for something. We were getting ambitious with it. But look, sure, you never know. We'll see if we can do that again and try and get that back on. As far as stand-up, I've no plans. I mean, as long as I'm working in the radio, I'm happy not to do stand-up.
Right.
So if I get back to go, I'll do stand-up again. But for the time being, I don't. You can't do it all. Do you know what I mean? And fuck all that anyway. I struggle so much doing stand-up, because of the stage fright and all that shit. So I'll do it if I have to do it. But but for the time being, it's to try and to stay on the radio and to maybe do a bit more with the Madhouse tour. If we can get that back going, then that's enough for me,
We're the same way. Caveman was coming back. All right, we still have it booked, the Liberty Hall Theatre, for all the weekends in September. But Lord knows, we might have to.
Who's buying tickets? That's the thing. Who's buying tickets? So we'll see. I suppose you'll see as well what the crack is. You can't plan fuck all. Is basically the way it is. None of us can do it. And if it's entertainment business, it's up there with the pubs. It's the last thing coming back. So
yeah. Are you a Bose or a Pats man? I couldn't remember.
Bose, yeah.
Oh, shit, sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, fucking yeah, no, Bose, yeah, Northside man, yeah, Bohemians all the way, yeah, definitely. Jesus Christ, that became a real addiction in my life.
Yeah, because that was the one thing it seemed to be popping up the whole time. But it must be. Tell the truth, because they're unbelievable for chants. Was there ever a PJ Gallagher chant?
No.
What?
Never, no chance. No, I've never been worthy of a chant. No, not at all. Johnny Logan gets one. I don't get one. Not at all. No, not at all. Far from it. I think Eric Lawler's had a few actually when he was doing gigs for them and stuff. But it's hopefully I'll have to do something fucking big to get a chant in Bohemians. I don't think scoring goals is going to be anything I'll ever be doing.
Right. We'll stick a fork in it there. I won't take it. I'll let you get back to fucking greasing up whatever vegetables you're going to have for this evening. I'm literally going to be eating the exact opposite to you, because you're, God knows what you have, fucking swollen boar or something you're going to have. I have some boar marinating in some fucking tears of a virgin over there, so it's all right.
Well, I'll tell you what I have, because I was coming back through Marino earlier on and I stopped off to get some of my vegetables, and they had some gone off, or not gone off, but out of date spinach fucking gnocchi. That stuff. And
you're some wanker. Are you gnocchi?
Yeah, but he says, we're going to throw it out. Do you want it? Would you eat that? I says, yeah, it's only a week out of date, so I'm going down to boil it now. Fucking week out of date, and they're going to throw it in the bin, the cunts. So I got to boil that now and have it with some pesto.
Oh, man. That while in Dunleary, that fucking time in Dunleary has fucking ruined you. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be down there with my boat shoes and my pipe and my pesto, like a little old prick I am.
Oh man! Well, when this all is all over, I'll invite you out and I'll barbecue you a fucking aubergine or something.
Not a bother. I'll bring out a courgette and everything for the occasion. It'll be lovely, so well.
Thanks a million, PJ. Cheers, man.
No worries, man. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Thanks for having us.
Good luck. My thanks again to PJ. Like he said, if we do get the shows back on the road, Madhouse will be, and I'm suspecting he's talking about a big theatre somewhere in Dublin, so I'm guessing he's talking about either the Gaiety or the Olympia, doing a run there, which would be amazing for him, and I will hopefully get to chase it down. Like I said, my show was chasing his show and they were chasing my show, so I never got to see it, but I do really want to get to see it because I'm good friends with Catherine as well, friend of the show. And did you hear what he said there? Left a little tidbit in there that maybe young offenders might be coming back early as a result of the drought on TV. Here's fucking hoping. Other than that, follow him on Instagram. He's great on Instagram. He's just funny. He's a funny son of a bitch. He also has the Dublin podcast with Susanna Kane. Again, another podcast friend and past guest. A great episode. If you go to the Suzanne episode, it's actually another great episode. They're two piss-taking bastards. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, will you give it a rating? Give it the 5-star rating. None of that bullshit underneath that, because that's no good to anybody. That is no good. The reason for the 5-star rating is that it makes it more visible to new people that are looking on Apple Podcasts. That's the reason for it. Giving it fucking 3 stars because you think it'll help the edit. No, it won't. Nothing's changing as a result. It just means more people will find it. That's it. Give it 5 stars. People have been writing class reviews, by the way. Hats off to everyone here that have written a review. I fucking love it. They won't you can't like it or reply to it. I wish I could. I'm going to print them off actually and just put them up on Instagram. I'm going to actually screen grab them and put them up on Instagram. Print them off. Listen to me like I'm fucking... like I'm your father going to the fucking airport. Have you printed out my boarding pass? Which we won't be doing for another year, I'd say. Leave a review on the podcast if you would, please. Because it just, again, people give it a look and go, that puts me in a good mood. Because it does. It puts me in a good mood going, great, that's exactly what people have been thinking about it. Also, get in contact on any of those social platforms I talked about or buckshotpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to write me something long form or just send me on funny shit. Also, the video of the episode you just listened to, that will be only up on for Patreons. There you go. And it's worth viewing. Just my face continuously, just wide-mouthed, roaring, laughing like a fucking pelican. Now, I'll talk to you all on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Stay safe, mind yourself, wash your face. God bless.